Welcome to the Business Legends Podcast, where we interview business leaders and entrepreneurs so that you can learn from their successes, pump up your own inspiration, and meet the people that make change happen. I'm the host of the show, Reese Arlen, along with my co-host, who's not helping me very much right now, Christian Webb. Say something.
I'm dying.
Quit laughing at me. We are with our great friend, Clifford. We're with our great friend, fiend, foe, all of the above, Clifford Blanquicet Jr., with Blanq Real Estate and all sorts of other types of adventures. However, Clifford, you are now in an elite category. So not only are we recording not on Wednesday for once with you, so that's just like...
That's a one-off, really.
I mean, that is like extra special status, right? But the second thing is, you are only the second guest we have ever had on this show twice. So you are in an elite category, and our good friend Rich Moyer, who you also are friends with, was the other. So thank you for joining us once again, my friend.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Yes. Before we continue, we all got the chuckles because we were talking about some crazy stuff that will not appear on the podcast, thankfully, during this. But one thing that I do want to say is that we do have some very dismal news to report. We have learned that Clifford is allergic to tequila.
Definitely. Definitely.
And what we learned this last evening, hanging out at a networking event together, but we learned that if this is his allergy, if you pour him tequila, he will drink it.
It's the darndest thing.
It's the darndest thing. It just works out that way.
Yeah. And thank you for the encouragement last
Yes.
night and your guidance. And
Yes.
it felt
The heavy hand.
the heavier hand than I've normally seen.
Well,
thank you very much.
What can I say?
I'm so glad you were on my left. I'm so glad you were on my right.
I was drinking
it.
water on the right.
Yeah.
He was pouring tequila on the left.
I wasn't driving, and neither were you, by the way.
No.
Drink responsibly. But, we weren't driving, and therefore I figured. And how often are you in North Carolina these days anyways? Because now you're living in Florida for the most part, right?
Yep. So I fly up every few weeks, maybe once a month.
Once or twice a month, maybe. So we had to make the most of it.
Yep. So I'm not here all the time. So yeah, we had to get some stuff in.
Yeah, we had to get our 30 days in like one night, and I think we did.
I think we did. I haven't had a night like that in a while, so I think we accomplished it.
It was a great night. I kind of want to dig into that, and we'll talk about business here in a moment. But one of the things that you do is host a networking event with your peers, with us. We've been a part of it for, gosh, when did it start? It was pre-COVID, so
it's been
4 years,
almost 6 years.
Wow, almost 6 years, and so it's just a bunch of guys that get together, eat pizza, and drink and have some fun and stuff like that. Where did you come up with that idea? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I have the best wife in the world, and
Yes, you do.
amazing significant other, and I love being with her a lot. And so I kind of cracked the code of how can I mix pleasure and business and get to have guys' night whenever I want, basically. And her, when I get home, go, I'm so glad you went. How was it, honey?
Yeah.
Versus, and she wouldn't be this way anyways, but like in the beginning of my marriage, I was like, man, I can't like go on this golf trip and go skiing over here and do this with a bunch of guys like literally every month, unless there's business attached, because she has a great business acumen and respect for business as an entrepreneur. So she's like, yeah, if there is fruit coming from these networking events and I can see, the actual fruit, dollars or deals or whatever, then Clifford, do as many as you want. And so I said, listen, I think if we had a networking night, a poker charity night every month, at the office, then I think that, we'd probably make more money. She said, let's do it.
Yep.
And no joke, 2.5 years ago, had a poker night and was up till 4 a.m. with Wes, who we're talking about.
Who else?
Talking about a deal. And we ended up getting that under contract, flipping it to some developers closed 2 months ago, and it was a very good payday.
Yeah.
And that deal came from poker night.
Yeah.
So that's just another example. We were sitting there. He had an email come in at like 11 p.m., someone talking about a deal. And next thing you know, we go get under contract, we flip it and make...
not a couple $100, not a couple $1,000, millions of dollars.
Yeah, it was a few $1 million.
Yeah.
And it came from poker night.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
No joke.
Yeah.
And so...
No wife's going to complain about that,
No
my
one's
friend.
going to complain.
Yeah.
So same thing with golf. I can think of golf trips specifically to Pebble Beach or Wingfoot or Bandon Dunes. And I talked about a deal on that trip with someone who was on it, because mostly surrounded by real estate people, typically on these trips and these poker nights. where people would touch real estate, and I can say, yeah, went to Pebble Beach 3 years ago, and then 2 years later represented that company in buying this building, and honey, we made $100,000. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know, and like
You can attribute it to that.
right?
Yeah.
So now I connect the dots, and she's so cool with it. So it's good for the marriage,
Yeah.
and it's good for the checkbook.
It's
Yeah.
good to have somebody that actually picks up on the business acumen it takes to understand business development.
Sure.
Because man, that's a long play. It really is.
Super long.
It's much harder to have somebody go, "Why'd you have to go out? Why'd you have to do that? You're not making any money tonight." It's not the point.
And she knows I'm happier when I'm hanging out with you guys, when I'm having fun. I mean, she knows if I'm happier, then inevitably everyone's gonna be happier, right?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna treat everyone well. I'm gonna be less stressed. So anyway, I just in marriage and business, I think if you can think the long game, man, everyone's happier.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
It does take more effort short term to look long, to have the long game going.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, like one of the things that Christian and I do about actually it's been about a year ago now. We started playing pickleball, and we've signed a couple deals. We're in a pickleball league together. We're partners.
That's awesome.
And we've signed 2 deals just from that.
If you were local, you could play pickleball.
Yeah,
with us.
yeah. You have to come
It's
up.
a 1 hour flight.
And he doesn't mind flying. Ultimately, this is
girls-
our fault, I believe. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
we
let
just
you know
have
when pickleball night
Yeah, we
is.
just have to plan them
I've-
ahead. Like,
in the past year, I've been here 3 different times where I flew up on the 6 a.m. flight, played 18 holes, got dinner, and was home to tuck my kids in.
wow.
I mean, I've done that. I do that a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so y'all just tell me when.
You don't even have a house in Charlotte anymore, right?
Nope.
Wow.
Not in the moment. Just Virginia and Florida.
Wow.
And so I come here. I usually stay in South Park in a hotel.
Yeah.
Or if I bring the whole family here to see family, just get an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
But my wife would love to have another house here in Charlotte because she's from here. But man, I'm in no rush, and she's not really either. But
Yeah.
one day we would love to have a home here
For sure.
again.
One of the things I was thinking about a couple episodes ago, we had Tim and Jared with Spherical Media. Is that the Spherical?
Yeah, Buzz.
Spherical
Buzz.
I can't remember the second. It's
Videography.
Spherical.
An
It's
amazing
Spherical Media.
videography
Yeah, it's a
company.
videography company. They're spectacular. Make sure to check them out. But they were talking about some of the steps they've taken with their employees and stuff. And one of the big items that was on their agenda was with healthcare. So they were providing their employees healthcare. But one of the things that just came up was all this talk about mental health and things like that. And I think that in our society these days, because one of the things that you alluded to with the networking event that we all have and stuff is, I mean, we're all being safe, we're having fun. We drink, but we either Uber or DD, and we're all very, conscious of that. But I believe that just as much as men and women need each other, I think men need men in their lives and women need women in their lives just because they share a similar trajectory. They share similar wavelengths, and they go through things and stuff like that. And before I was an entrepreneur, I don't really think that society had ingrained within me that to encourage like being a part of associations and organizations and things like that together. I think that I was, I've been in fraternities and different organizations and stuff, but I think that our society should really push people towards that more, like creating communities within themselves for each other, So that's what we ought to do. We ought to make a community.
Yeah, pickleball community.
Yeah.
Right? It sounds like you're doing.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know, all you really need is one common interest.
Yeah.
And then you're good. So like for us, the common interest is either poker, golf, skiing.
Right.
We have a bunch, so we can do a bunch of stuff together.
Yep.
But like just one common interest will do it. And getting real, I was in therapy for 2 years. Mental health is very, very important.
Sure.
For everybody. And that was back when I was 20, 21, and 22. And imagine how I was pretty ego. I had a pretty big ego at that age.
And you were golfing at the time, right?
Yeah, competitively.
Yep.
And it was like therapy saved my life. So the mental aspect of mental health part, in my eyes, should be on the same level as the physical part.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Yeah. There's a great TED Talk. I'll send it to you after the show, but it's and we'll try to find it and post it in the sublink as well. But they talk about this study that's been done at Harvard over the last 100 years, and they talk about the overall happiness in life of people, and they've followed the lifestyle of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people over the course of the last 100 years, and what they found, a lot of people I believe think that it's finances or achieving great things in your life that contributes to the highest levels of happiness, but like irrefutably, what they found was it's actually the relationships you build and maintain over the course of your life that kind of grants you that long-term happiness effect. So it's really interesting. It's worth checking out. But I mean, I think there's something to be said for networking in that way. You know, we have a common interest and we can continue on. But enough about that. Let's talk business. So Blanq Real Estate. When we first met, you were a sizable company, but now you are enormous. So how has that trajectory been for you? So you were on the show 3-4 years ago, I think, and then we've just gone up from there.
Yeah. So we partnered with EXP Commercial so that we could do deals in 44 states instead of just 2.
Yep.
And then allowed us to essentially open offices in more states. So now we're in 7 states, and we have about 50 commercial brokers. And so the brokerage part is awesome. I'm still a broker, still do deals. But since we last met, where we've really grew is in our acquisition, disposition, and investments for commercial real estate and other ventures. And so in the cycle of a business owner, if you're trying to get that next level, it's like working for your money, and then you want your money to work for you.
Sure.
Right? So I've been trying to go out there and work for money and have a good life and have fun, but then take a portion of that earned income and put it over here and have it work for you.
Yeah.
And, this part's way more difficult, in my opinion, than the earned part, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
so...
Well, this is such a single focus, right? If you're working for your money, it's kind of like a simple equation: A plus B equals C type of thing. Whereas, when you're thinking about, it's like Warren Buffett says, if you never find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work till the day that you die.
So why do you find it more difficult?
Yeah.
I find it a lot more difficult because, one, it takes a long time to make enough earned income to have a sizable amount to go invest.
Sure.
That's it's tough. And then also, when you are a business owner, there's so much in your control, right? Like it's our babies and we're obsessed, and I'm gonna grow you right, and you're gonna be a good little boy or girl, But then it comes over here and you just hand it to someone else, typically, in some form or fashion, in some way, and then you don't have as much control.
Sure.
So we invest in blockchain companies. I'm a big believer in the blockchain and what that's going to do for the future, hopefully. And that was just literally me writing a check, my wife and I, and saying, good luck. That's tough, right?
Sure.
And then commercial real estate that we own, we can control, fixing the roof and upfits and et cetera. But we can't always control if that tenant's going to pay rent.
Right.
And if they don't pay rent, can I pay the mortgage? Are they going to go out of business? Is the tenant going to expand and outgrow your space, so they want subleases, the next tenant going to be worse? A lot of things out of your control. So anyway, it just takes faith that you've made good decisions, and then it takes a long time, right, to see that investment grow or not grow or whatever.
Have you gotten used to letting go of that control at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. And
It's a tough thing.
How does it feel?
It feels so. No one, and this might sound arrogant, but no one, I feel, is as actively hungry about growing your money as you are.
Sure. I don't think that sounds arrogant at all. I mean, that's just,
You know what I mean?
That's just the bug of entrepreneurship.
So no
I
one
think.
moves as fast as I want.
Right. Sure.
But I'm impatient somewhat in business. And so it's like, over here, I know how to make a lot of earned income pretty quick. I know, and I'm in control. I can work 20 hours a day, not flinch, no
Right.
worries. But then you hand it off, and some passive investments are different, like commercial real estate,
Sure.
which we own as such. But then, for instance, the deal we were talking about before, went and got a piece of land under contract and immediately assigned it to a developer. And that developer just needed 6 more months. 6 more months.
Yeah.
6 more months. And my partner and I, we were like, if we were running this ship,
Yeah.
this would have been done 8 months ago. What
Right.
the frick are they doing?
Yeah.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
And hoping they perform. And maybe I don't perform over here sometimes, okay? But I just know that if I'm involved, I feel, maybe this is the arrogant part, I feel there's a higher chance it's going to perform because I will literally do whatever it takes for it to work.
To get the outcome that you're
I
looking
want.
for. Exactly.
And so I was bugging the heck out of those developers.
Yeah.
I'm like going to their office, like, what y'all doing today?
Yeah.
I could have got this done 8 months ago.
Shouldn't you be putting siding up right now? Or are you sending an email? Get out there.
Where's your attorney?
Right.
Let's get this going.
Yeah.
And so, but also having a bunch of kids has really helped me with that patience part. And,
Sure.
You just got to let go a little bit. but yeah, that transformation the last 4 years, 3 years since we met was earned income is going up, good. Having other people around me to make that go up. But then the biggest part is the investments and letting go and trusting, and trying to make money while you sleep, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing to see, how, well, first off, how you guys have expanded, I must say. So let me ask you this. You said that you still are brokering deals, at least somewhat occasionally. Has the frequency of that gone up or down, or how's that worked for you?
For me, it's went down individually myself. The volume of the deals are larger, so I'm doing less deals, but the commission checks may be bigger. But then, we have a lot of brokers that when they do a deal, we get a piece.
Right.
And so even though I'm doing less deals, the earned income has went up because now making money from multiple people instead of just Clifford being the broker of the day and closing every deal.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in the day.
Sure.
So my personal volume has really went up because the deals are larger, but there's been far less of them. I used to do 20 to 30 deals a year as a commercial broker.
Right.
Dude, I never stopped.
Yeah, it was just nonstop.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like imagine people who say, "Yeah, I sold 30 homes this year." Well, try doing 30 commercial deals.
Yeah. For sure.
Wear you out. So just less deals, higher volume, bigger commission checks, and then mentoring many people, which diversifies things because let's just say I got hit by a bus and I was bedridden. It'd be hard for me to do 30 some deals a year.
Yes, it would.
But these other brokers I'm mentoring, they get deals done, we get a piece. So it's takes the risk factor of our income disappearing overnight, brings it way down.
Yeah, absolutely. On the subject of mentoring, have you thought about doing some sort of, I'm sure Christian could probably take this idea and run with it, but have you thought about doing some sort of, I would almost call it like an online education where, you could create videos that kind of give you at least a great starting point, A to Z. It's one thing if you have a question or some sort of problem that comes up, but this is what it means to work at Blanq Real Estate, for instance. Like, have you thought about doing any type of a program like that?
I have, and I've got a mental block.
Yeah.
With that.
It's tough.
Because a lot of people, social media has really kind of tormented me a little bit in this way. There's a lot of people who have courses and classes and all that, and they literally don't know what the hell they're doing.
Right, yeah.
Or they've had very little success, and then it'd say, all right, I sold 2 deals, so now I'm going to just sell 8,000 courses, and I'm the man on it. Or I'm the girl on it.
Yeah.
Even though I've done 250 deals in commercial real estate, and even though I've won this award and that award and all that, I still don't feel like I've proven myself enough to go out and do that.
Wow.
I think that I'm SIOR. I check all the boxes for someone who should do that.
Yeah.
But I'm 33.
Yeah.
And I've only been in this industry for less than 9 years.
Yeah.
I know me personally, I would rather, hear from someone who's been in the industry 10, 20 years, 30 years to do that. And maybe that's my excuse.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe I'm in my own way. But I thought about it, and for some reason I haven't let myself do it yet.
That's And how do you feel about what he's saying?
Well, I probably wouldn't do it then, and the reason is because if you can't trick your own mind into believing it's for you right now, then you're gonna be bad at it anyway.
But maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. You're 10.
I'm
You're
hit
10. That's it. That's it.
Golden 10.
That's one.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I would say you are in your own way on that one, but the problem is if you're in your own way, don't do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you already got so many things going,
Yep. Yep.
Speaking of that, what's on the horizon? You always doing something new. What's coming
new.
up?
Yeah.
What's coming up?
Thanks for asking. So, a good buddy of mine, Grant Stevens, who was there last night, he came to me and said, "Man, you influence people very well, and we think that you can." I think you can influence other business owners and other people in business.
I was just thinking about our behavior last night, by the way.
Yeah.
So
being influenced.
He said, being influenced. I'm sorry, that was what I was
what he
laughing
said
at.
was you're under the influence.
Right.
No. He said you're in influence.
Yeah.
But he was like, you really motivate people, you move people.
Yeah.
And
I agree with this.
And we really are missing. You're really missing a chance to grow in social media and create a platform where people learn from you and others like you. And I was like, oh, so you want to start a podcast? And he was like, no, I want to start a platform like LinkedIn. And
wow.
And I want let's have another element to it, but I don't know what it is. And my other element was giveaways like Mr. Beast.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
And so I said, so let's think about this. So you want to start like a LinkedIn type platform where people can come together and share referrals and deals and learn and how to take their business game to the next level. And then I think a good addition would be to do giveaways for startups, entrepreneurs, salespeople, and do monthly giveaways to help these people who have great ideas, but they just need money.
Yeah. What do you think as far as giveaways? Like, are you primarily talking about money, or do you think that there's room for like technology and computers and stuff?
I think the sky's the limit.
Sure.
But our first giveaway is going to be $10,000 cash.
Wow.
And if someone's a member of the platform, it's called Biz Exchange.
Okay.
If you're a member of that, you're eligible to win.
Wow.
And
just for being a member.
Just for being a member.
Yeah.
And now there's a membership cost. It's $100 per month to be a member of Biz Exchange. And basically we have weekly Zoom calls where we have guest speakers come in and talk about certain things. Like, notice most entrepreneurs don't have any idea about accounting, how to do taxes, payroll. We're going to have specialists in every single
marketing.
Yes, we're going to have specialists.
I know two upstanding gentlemen that can help you with the marketing.
Yeah, we're going to be one of the first, by the way.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. But we're going to have guest speakers every week, and that specialize in something, and everyone can learn from them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to listen.
That's such a great idea.
We're going to listen to the members and say, "What are you struggling with?" Well, if a few people say, I'm struggling with marriage, we'll get a marriage counselor on here and we'll figure this out. Or, I'm struggling with business and marriage commingled. Okay, well, let's figure out someone who can help with that. I don't know where to invest next.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you're interested in real estate investments, let's bring on someone who has a capital fund that goes and buys mini storage. And let's hear what they have to say and see if that's interest to you.
Yeah.
Every week, we're going to bring in people that are better at the topics than I am, which is everything.
It's like peer-driven resources. That's brilliant, man.
Peer-driven resources, and that's great. Thank you for saying that. You need to write that down.
Noted.
For me.
Hashtag marketing language, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all about it.
Trademarked by BMSG.
So then it was like, why would someone pay $100 a month? And it's like, because they're going to have help from peers and from other people. Well, then I was like, Grant, we gotta spice this up more, man. Yeah. Mr. Beast is so interesting to me.
Yeah.
Giving away the Lamborghinis and hand on there.
Teslas and everything. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He gave away a jet.
Yeah.
Okay. He just made 1,000 people fix their blindness because of a surgery.
Yeah.
And I thought, that is moving. I want to help people. Now, this is helping people, right? Bringing in specialists and talking about topic-driven things. But also, what if we could give people money and things that help them reach their financial goals?
Yeah.
So education and then actually funds to help. So we said, all right, we're going to do it. First giveaway is $10,000.
Yeah.
We're launching March 1st. And every month we're going to give away either at first money.
Yeah.
Because our attorney, we paid him a lot of money to come up with terms and conditions so we don't get sued.
Right.
And someone doesn't own us one day.
Yeah.
And every time you change up what you're giving away, you have to do a new terms and condition.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to start off with cash probably the first 6 or 12 months.
Sure.
Because we paid a lot of money to have the terms and conditions for cash.
Now, with that, you can probably just like change the number on
correct.
that, right? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
but if you go Lamborghini,
yeah,
that brings in a whole nother thing because it's a vehicle and it has different tax implications and all that. So first 6 or 12. So my goal is $10,000 be the smallest giveaway we ever do.
Yeah.
And give at least once a month do giveaways.
That is very exciting.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So I realize that you know this, but like if you tell Christian anything, then I will hear about it. It's basically and the same thing goes vice versa. If you tell me something, Christian will know about it. We're cybernetically connected, I think, at this point. But so he had alluded to this, but I didn't know the details, and I was going to wait. I didn't really dig into it too much because I wanted to speak to you about it. I knew we'd talk about it on the show and stuff as well, but. Man, that is really exciting. I mean, that is such a great idea. Talking about $100 a month. I mean, I think that's great value.
I hope people feel that way.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that when you're talking to people about stuff that they actually want to know about, I mean, that's you think about how much a college education costs, for instance, and then as far as what I would call the philanthropic endeavor piece of being able to help businesses and help them learn about things like all the things you mentioned, payroll and how to navigate through things and marketing and whatever else. You know, I mean, maybe people can be sponsored with their membership and stuff like that, especially brand new entrepreneurs or something. Because for you, I mean, I think it's all about helping people, you know, and figuring out what makes them tick and what they need to do, you know. So, man, that is really exciting. I can't wait to see where it goes.
So we can help so many people just using the internet. And I know that sounds super weird and primitive.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But like, so first off, because of terms and conditions, and you know every country is different, all that.
Yeah.
You have to be 18 or older, and you can only be in the United States.
Right.
Day one. Now, as it grows, and we notice that people are really wanting, you know, from Canada or Europe, then we'll pay more money to have new terms and conditions, and the attorney will research those countries. But I mean, think how many, you know, 1 billion people or whatever in America. You know, this is a way that a lot of people, if you have access to, you know, internet and $100, then, and you come in and you say, hey, I really want to learn about X. Right. Then it's just so many people in America can be helped with this platform.
For sure.
And then as a business owner, because we got to talk the business part, it's so scalable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right. I've never had a business that was this scalable.
Yeah.
And
because
so,
infinitely scalable. I mean, you know, you're taking a nationwide approach at first, but to your point, I mean, you could very easily take it, you know, internationally if you want to. If you get the, you know, if you pay the attorney the money for the terms and conditions and stuff. So it's a really brilliant piece with all that.
Thank you. All of our businesses have been so geographically connected because it's real estate.
Sure.
Right. Real estate is very, you know, geographically bound, and we feel like we've done well, right? But you know, there's only so much real estate deals I can buy in the Charlotte area or North or South Carolina, and you know, there's only if I'm only producing content or a class for commercial real estate brokers. Think how small that niche is.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not saying, oh, it's a great idea. I'm not saying it's not. But if you're talking about a business owner and you're trying to think, you know, like Amazon, LinkedIn, they do billions a day or whatever. How could you scale to a point where you could be making $1 billion a year?
Yeah.
Well, as a real estate broker, that'll never happen.
Right.
Selling courses to commercial real estate brokers only, that will never happen.
Yeah,
it's not
very
enough.
very niche specific.
So I wanted this to, yes, probably a lot of business owners are going to do it at first and salespeople and et cetera. But even if a housewife came on and said, I have 3 kids, my husband's gone all day, I'm struggling, we could bring on someone who is a therapist for mothers and say, listen, there's a lot of people that are parents in this group. Can you please talk for 20 minutes on, you know, how you might be able to help them?
Right.
And then maybe people from that say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Therapist, I'd like to use your services because I'm struggling, right? It doesn't just have to be for the business owner. I do want this to be anyone and everyone who wants to better themselves or learn or have a chance at financial gain.
I just had a crazy thought. Maybe this is something for the left fielder. No, this isn't too left field. This isn't too crazy.
Here it goes.
So you know how Clubhouse came out, and
yes.
So there's millions of people using that now.
Yes.
There's already groups started on there that would probably be titled almost exactly the problem of the person that you're going to run into, every individual. You could almost pull from those lists of speakers that already do the Clubhouse conversations, and they would already have an audience for it. Pull them in to talk. Their audience follows. Little crossover.
Pretty brilliant.
Y'all are so much smarter than me. It's not even,
I wouldn't go that
it's
far.
It's like not even funny.
I would not go that far.
I would go there.
Not go that far.
That is awesome.
Let's just say good idea.
Genius.
Good, really smart in marketing.
Yeah.
Period.
We are very. We're talking about niche specifics. We are very niche specific
But,
for
you
sure.
know, but everyone needs marketing.
Yeah.
Everybody needs marketing.
Right.
Even the guys and girls on TikTok doing TikToks need marketing.
Right.
That is marketing.
Yeah.
So what y'all do, everyone needs.
Yeah.
Right. So that doesn't bound you.
I got to tell you something. So one of the times that I was like angriest at Christian, he knows that I push my buttons. I know how to push his. It's part of being business partners. But one of the times I was angry, he knows that when things play like Inception, like it just starts to make me angry for no reason whatsoever. It's a me thing. It's not an anybody else thing. And he goes, dude, you know, it's probably 3 years. You don't even know what I'm about to say. I guarantee it. So probably 3 or 4 years ago, he goes, dude, you know what's really awesome about our industry? And I was like, a lot of things. But he goes, dude, even marketing companies need marketing. That's what he said. And I was like, I hate you. It was just the way he said it.
It's so true, though.
It's very true.
And so our niche is everyone, really.
Right.
We've been, I mean, you know this behind the scenes too. We've been very blessed with all the wonderful clients we have, and we've been very selective about our clients, and the way our services have changed. It's just been an incredible ride. But
Only people we like.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why.
That's a powerful position
That's why we've
for y'all
never
to be
worked
in.
for. That's why we never worked for Clifford.
I don't blame you.
that was brutal.
I don't blame you.
That was
man,
brutal.
we don't take anybody to Charlotte City Club.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Dude, we're gonna do it. Well, I'll leave off with this. I believe I'm gonna do some serious brainstorming because there's so many things that I've thought over the years, and I guess we've been in the entrepreneurial path for about 10 years apiece now, and there've been so many things over the last decade where I've just thought like, God, I wish I knew that before. I wish I knew that 10 years ago. So, I mean, I think that's like step one. I mean, you named some of the basics, the payroll, the accounting, the basic level marketing and stuff like that, but so many specific things. And actually, one of the things I was just thinking about is navigating business partnership. I mean, we get along great, but I mean, God knows we've had our fair share of challenges and stuff along the way, and we've always been forthcoming about that too.
Yeah.
But it's about speaking to each other honestly and not holding anything back, which luckily comes easy for both of us. So,
Clifford has no business partners.
Yeah. Well,
You got a couple?
yeah.
Yeah, and mostly in real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mostly.
Oh, the residential side. Yeah.
Yep, and then also buying real estate. My wife and I,
I was gonna say your wife's kind of your partner in many deals. And
everything.
Stuff like,
But we've only bought one commercial real estate deal that we didn't have one other partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get it, and but you two, you're in an operating business, where decisions are made daily.
Right.
When you own commercial real estate, far less, so a little easier to navigate.
Sure.
But the operating side, I agree. There has to be moments, right? Because when you make decisions, not everyone's going to make the same decision.
Yeah, and it's one of the things I can distinctly remember. Like one of the things that we struggled with at first is each other's time, and what I mean by that is that, well, for instance, Christian is always on; he has no off switch. He's either running or sitting still. That's his two speeds. He has none other, right? And I have like a walk, crawl, run type of thing. So like for example, our Monday morning meeting every Monday is at 9:15, right? If you call me before 9:15 about something work related, I do not like it, And so he calls me every morning at about 8:30.
He forgot a mode. Just to be fair, it's walk, crawl, run, nap.
Yeah. Well, that's the still. But I mean, that's just an example of it all. Coming through, and you have to learn how to navigate that stuff. So it's very interesting. I don't have a funny question. I've been sitting here trying to think of one. And
do you have a funny question for us, Clifford?
Do you have a funny question for us?
How
this
many
is your
shots
second.
of tequila does it take to take down Clifford?
We were pretty close.
I'm pretty sure we could do it. We did
I
good
know
last
y'all,
night.
I know y'all could do it.
Yeah.
that
Nah,
was
we're
some
making
good
you sound like an
tequila.
alcoholic. This man's literally drinking once in the last year.
It's probably his first time
That
all
was
year.
the first time I've had alcohol in a year.
Ultimately, I
And
think this is just my
showed.
fault. Like,
You were solely, not solely. No, I take that back. You were pretty close to solely the reason.
Yeah.
But I love it. Thank you. I'm not mad at it.
So I found a funny question. So you're going to do this new business model. You're going to give away cash the first
that's
year.
gonna be a funny question.
This is going to be fun.
Okay.
We're going to get past
trust
that
you.
point. Okay, so we're past the cash. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we're actually thinking Mr. Beast,
Oh, I
which is
got
like
one
the
too now.
cool
I got one now.
like jobs, the
Two.
cool competitions and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the funniest, coolest competitions you can come up with that has cash prizes?
Competition.
Yeah, like for Mr. Beast style. If you watch those videos, it's always something crazy. Are you
should
going to
give
do
this a
that kind
minute
of
and think
stuff?
about
What
it.
is it?
I think.
I know what mine is.
I would love to.
I know what mine is.
All right, please tell me yours. Please tell me yours.
It's totally his turn.
Well, it's your turn. It's your turn.
No, but I'm a gentleman. Please.
Oh.
Ladies
Well,
first,
thank
ladies
you.
first.
I didn't
Ladies
say-
first?
I didn't
Oh, in
say-
that case. So my idea is having a slip and slide competition because I am a redneck.
Like who slides the furthest on the same slide?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
We have to stop directly on the red tape to win the $1 million or
Right.
something,
Yeah.
Oh,
all covered in soap. That'd be so hard.
made me think of like water parks, but like think of a water park ride or just a roller coaster ride, and like whoever can do it the most times in a row
getting
without
off.
without stopping.
No,
Oh,
absolutely
that'd be
not.
awesome.
That would be awesome.
That'd be
but
awesome.
I wouldn't even compete.
Like
I wouldn't even try.
Like literally just meet people at the like craziest roller coaster in America.
Yeah.
And just say, all right, if
Like the one that goes
whenever you
out-
have to get off, then
The one that goes
Yeah.
out at 200 miles an hour and then twists back.
Oh,
Yep.
dude,
You just keep
no
going
way.
forward and
Top
back.
Full
And
dragster
we'll get there at
it.
9 a.m. and
Oh
it
my
doesn't
God.
close till midnight.
Oh my
and just be
God.
like, all right, who can stay on the longest?
There's no way. That's hilarious.
You'd have to
though.
sign a
I
medical
wanna
release
throw
for
a
a show.
stick
Oh,
about
for
that.
sure. Yeah. All right. Well, we've heard our answers. What's yours?
My answer, I didn't have one. I
Well,
was
you got
curious
it. You
about
got to come up
yours.
with one.
I just-
Stall for time.
Oh man.
Yeah. Best competition for a Mr. Beast style
Mr.
business
Beast
giveaway.
Style business giveaway. So
Yeah, it has to be a business giveaway.
Has to be business themed.
Business themed.
Okay, mine's not that funny, but I think I would have a whole bunch of entrepreneurs run around some busy downtown city, and the first one that could get a business owner to agree to invest in their business idea straight from first conversation
Has to be a minimum amount.
wins $100,000 investment into their company.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
be
like a
crazy.
1,000. How much would it be? $5,000?
Let's say first time you meet, $5,000's probably all you're gonna get. So let's say five.
Or like,
$2,000 maybe?
yeah, you set someone loose in a city, and you're
Yep.
like, you go somewhere that you think has maybe people with enough disposable income that would agree to invest in your company right now.
Yeah.
And you got to go to random people. Oh, that's genius.
Because if you have a great
That is-
idea and you
that'd
ask
be
me for
awesome.
3,000, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm having ice cream,
$3,000 I
ice
would
cream,
do.
and someone came up there and be like, "Hey, dude, I do this. Here's my that, and I need $3,000." I
Yep.
mean, I have said yes before.
Yeah, yeah.
On a, like just right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, dude came to me about truck flipping business, and I was like, "Sounds cool. Let's do it." And I wired him like 18 grand or something.
Yeah.
You know, and it's worked out well. So I mean, I'd be all for that.
Oh man.
That'd be awesome.
See, they exist.
That's a good idea.
I think
You
we're
gotta do that
we're
one.
idea guys.
Yeah.
Well, he's the idea guy. I'm more of the roll my eyes and
He likes to stomp ideas
make
out.
things. Yeah, I like to stomp out, but I stomp out a lot of the stupid ones. To be fair, so
Right?
You
gotta
know,
have that.
Like live
You gotta
like
have
like
that.
live fitness TV,
oh,
like mirror workouts.
There's a very specific reason he's mentioning.
I came
these,
up with
by the
all
way.
this stuff before it existed. And he was like, "It's a terrible idea. It's never going
it's
to
the
go
dumbest thing I've
anywhere."
ever heard in my
2
life.
years later, $1 billion industry.
God.
You know, the one we'll cast off with this, but the one that always kills me is Burn Boot Camp. Do you remember
Oh,
that story?
yeah.
Okay, so I got to tell you the story. It's a funny story to tell on air too, but so Christian and I are 21 years old. We were personal trainers, also about 30 pounds apiece ago, and we were personal trainers. And the owner of Burn Boot Camp, his name is Devin Klein, and he came into our gym where we were personal trainers. And his original niche for Burn Boot Camp, and you know how huge Burn Boot Camp is now. They have 200 franchises or something. He came up to us and he said, "This is my idea. You know, want to see if you guys will partner with us," because he had nothing. I mean, he barely had mats to do stuff with. He was doing parking lot workouts. He was coming to us to see if he could get equipment or rent it or something like that. We politely said no. We weren't mean or anything like that or whatever. And Devin and I have since spoken about this exact incident. But his original idea was a fit community of moms. So that was his niche, a community of moms. And as soon as he left, I was like, that shit ain't ever gonna work. And then you see how big Burn Boot Camp is now. But that's
Now he's probably a $500 million gym franchise.
easily one of the
Like,
biggest for sure.
One for sure.
Yeah.
And the
story.
following
Yeah.
is just
enormous.
religious.
Well, he created a cult,
He's
and
passionate about it, though.
I wasn't gonna use the word cult.
Yeah.
But I thought it. but you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude because that has bad connotation.
Well, no, but I didn't mean it that way
I was about,
either,
I
like,
know.
yeah.
I was about to say
Yeah.
cult, and I was like,
Yeah.
religious following.
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It's like
Yeah.
I want to be in the people want to be in that.
Yeah. So we have I don't want to say profited off of his amazing influence, but I use Burn Boot Camp as an example quite frequently, both in saying yes to decisions and also in making people your fans, right?
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what he did. He had this fit community of moms. It was his original niche. You can look it up, and they would have bumper stickers on their car. Everyone that was involved with Burn Boot Camp, they were supporting each other. He created a community, and the next thing you know, this thing grows. He gets a bigger and bigger facility, and then franchises out. So it's incredible. Clifford,
it.
thank you so much for joining us today, man. I think it's safe to say that that he was our best second time guest. We're gonna have to tell Rich.
Oh,
I think
he and I are so competitive. Thank you.
I'm going to send him right now.
If you could post that on Facebook
we will
and tag him,
just to
I'd
mess
really
with him.
appreciate
Just to
it.
mess with. Well, he missed out last night because he's in Cabo, so we got to give him a hard time anyway.
I know. I saw he's just playing golf right now.
Ugh,
Very
God.
jealous.
Gotta love that.
But very
guy.
happy for him.
Yeah, Clifford, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.